Hi, Daniel. We are seeing this team giving up a lot more goals than you would certainly like to, and that has to do with a lot of different things on the field. But when you're looking at it from a defensive standpoint, what do you think is not going right? What is it that has to be taken care of?
I think it's just a little bit of cohesiveness. Some of the goals have been just small particular moments that we need to do better at. Late in that LAFC game, obviously, we never want to give up that many goals, of course, but we're chasing and, things happen towards the end. I think there's fixable goals earlier in that game, as well as the Portland game. And, it's probably looking at ourselves and doing our jobs better.
Thank you, Daniel.
Next, we're going to go to Adam Serrano. Adam, your line should be unmuted momentarily.
Daniel, when you said you need to sort of correct things and look at yourselves, what are you guys saying, in the locker room and in meetings just to sort of figure out how to correct these mistakes?
Yeah, I think that's part of it is working as a team on the field. I think we need to talk more as a unit, not just the back line, but the entire team. But we can work through and talk these things through, and we still have to get it done and execute on the field. So I think it's just going to be in training. We've got to talk more there, starting there, and bring that out onto the field so we are all on the same page. We know what each other are doing. And even if mistakes happen, because they will during the game, people are there to back each other up.
Next, we're going to go to a question from Giovanni Garcia. Gio, your line is unmuted.
Hi, Daniel. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have two questions. First question is, how is the chemistry with you and the team? And second question is, do you feel like you guys are running out of gas like the last 20 minutes of the game?
Yeah, sorry, was the first one, how's the chemistry?
How's the chemistry within the team?
Yeah. No, I think it's good. We all get along. I think a trip like this has been helpful after a long break. So I don't think it's a lack of chemistry or anything. We're all on the same page. I think the first half of the LAFC game showed that. We were all pressing together. We all put in the work. But then kind of leading into your second question, yeah, we put in a lot of work in that first 60 minutes or so. I think guys did start gassing out a little bit, start losing their legs. I don't think that's the reason behind some of those goals or the reason we lost. But, yeah, we put in a lot of work in the first game as well, but especially that first half, and I think it got to us a little bit.
All right, it looks like we have one more question left for Dan. If anyone has any additional questions, feel free to use the hand raise feature. But right now we're going to go to Larry Morgan. Larry, your line's unmuted.
Hi, Dan. Good afternoon.
How's it going?
Pretty good. I realize it's very early in the season. You guys have played, what, four matches. Is there a level of concern about this team, about what's going on? Is it too early for that to happen, or is there still a level of concern?
What are we, four games into the season? There's,
4 matches, yes.
Of course, there's concern. We haven't won a game yet in season, so that's never what we want. But it's 4 games into a broken up season. We've had 8 weeks off. This is essentially a preseason tournament. Every team's been off for 8 weeks, and that's no excuse for us because every team's been going through it. But there's things we need to get better at. We need to improve on, and if we're going to continue the rest of the season, we need to start that here and move forward. But I don't think there's any reason to raise alarms. We'll get things figured out. I think we still have some time, and we just need to get it done sooner than later.
Thanks, Dan. Stay safe.
We had one last one come in. We're going to go to Delmi Burrias. Delmi, your line should be unmuted here momentarily. Trying one more. You're unmuted now, Delmi.
There we go. Hey, Dan, good to see you. switching gears a little bit, obviously big announcement today with women's soccer returning to the city of LA. You're from the LA area. You grew up with this environment and this LA sports culture here. And just when you think it can't get better, Angel City's announced. What do you think this will add to that sports culture here in LA? And what do you think it's going to do for the game of soccer, not just here in the city, but just around the states?
No, I think it's huge. I think LA's been waiting for a while for a women's team. I think it'll do great things for soccer in LA and the country. Give aspirations for other girls in the city to try to make that team eventually. So I think it's huge, and the ownership group that came in is quite a group. So it's impressive, and I think it'll just put more eyes on the sport and help us in the long run. So I was pretty happy to see that today.